Hey, everybody. I'm Chase, if we haven't met before. This is my profile. Um, I am, I guess, creating Creator Club, and my, heart behind that is, I have grown on Farcaster. It seems like I've been meeting a lot of new people. People as in new to the platform, new to crypto, new to Farcaster, all that stuff. Um, and so I guess I'm just trying to give back. Farcasters has been great to me, and I'd love to try to, help you guys beat me on the leaderboard, right? I don't know, that'd be cool. Um, and so forgive me, this is going to be super unstructured. I don't have like a super detailed plan for this, club or this course or whatever. I'm just going to kind of give thoughts, make videos, make posts as people ask me things, and just try to teach you guys stuff. So bear with me if this seems all over the place. Um, so yeah, let's kind of dive into it. So I'm assuming that you are in Farcaster, you've created an account, all that types of stuff. What we can kind of start with is just like your profile. So if you don't know me, I'm super sarcastic. I'm super I love saying really stupid things. If you see a post of mine and you're like, "What?" It's satire. I just like to post stupid stuff. So as you can see, I had like that Seth Rogen inspired picture profile banner with Nicolas Cage's son. This is like a picture of an animation that I did. It's actually my face. This is me. But so make sure you got a cool banner that kind of represents who you are. It could be silly, it could be serious. Your profile is important because when you reply to people, what you don't know is that they are creeping on you. So they're going to go to your profile and see what you're about. And they're going to go through some of your most recent casts and check you out. So you really want to make sure that this is looking nice, according to you. In your bio, put what you do. Do you like to talk about books? Put something about books. If you like to talk about trading, or if you like to do lifestyle, just give a little blurb of what you do. Mine's kind of obscure, but I've been here for a while, so people kind of know me. They know that I'm just saying stupid things. Maddie's my wife, so I tagged her. And I also work at Salad. If you have like a blog or a YouTube channel or anything where people can check you out, make sure you have your website here. If you have a token, we'll get to tokens later. If you're serious about being a creator, I'd recommend making one in the future, but don't rush into it. I'll make a video on doing that, but eventually you want to have something that is a token for your creator page. This might be weird to some people. I think, putting your location is helpful. Shows that you're a real person. And not to get too into the weeds, but let's say you're not from the US or you're not natively English speaking. It might help bigger accounts if they look at you and realize you're not, English isn't your first language. If it says, you're from Brazil, or if you're from, I don't know, any other country, right? Like, it'll help them understand that maybe your English isn't the best and they're not going to judge you as much. So putting that location might be super helpful for you. And yeah, for following, this might be a little bit controversial, but always make sure you have like a 1 to 2 follow ratio. You don't want to be following more people that are following you. When you're first starting out, that's fine. But keep that in mind, because it's a signal to larger accounts and other people that if you are following 2,000 people and only 100 people are following you, you might be less interesting to follow. Okay? And that's just the brutal truth. Take it, that is what it is. And so you just have to be mindful of that. So some other kind of getting into it. I have some notes over here. Context, I've been here for like 2-ish years. So I know the culture. I've been on it every day for 2 years. So it's going to take time to learn everything. You just have to show up every day. Show up every day, for the next year, right? It's going to take a while. And if you're not, okay with that, then maybe this isn't the right path for you. Like if you want to be a creator, creators show up every day, weekends, days, nights, and are working towards building their following. And so that's very important to keep in mind. It's a long-term learning process. So don't get frustrated. My first 6 months, I had 100 followers and no one responded to me. No one thought I was serious. No one knew who I was. You have to push through that. Okay. And if you're not mentally willing to do that, again, then maybe you're not ready for this. Maybe it's not the right time, but that you have to get in that mindset that I'm just going to keep showing up. I'm going to keep practicing. I'm going to keep learning over the long term. Okay. So kind of getting into culture. The culture, this protocol, this app, is primarily dominant crypto. It's crypto dominant, right? Everyone that started on this app was crypto native. Crypto native means you've been in the area for long enough. You understand everything, kind of. Crypto native. And so that's the core culture. As Farcaster grows, it will expand to different types of cultures. But you have to understand that that's the core culture. So all the big accounts, 99 out of 100 times are going to be crypto people. Okay. So you have to understand that. Crypto people the big accounts are going to be extremely sensitive to scams and bots and spam accounts. So we'll get into this a little bit later, but you really need to be careful when you're talking to those big people, because if you're saying just very generic things that have no value, then they might mute you or block you. And that's going to send a very negative signal to the algorithm and not a good time for you. Okay. So I'm not trying to scare you, but I'm saying if you're going to respond to big accounts, put in some genuine thought and don't make it generic. Don't say, haha, or good one, or rooting for you. Save that for maybe smaller accounts that'll reply. But for bigger accounts, you need to put a lot more thought. Maybe you can ask questions. You could say, if I understood you correctly, is this what you're saying? And then iterate, and explain it. Also, memes are a big part of the culture. You'll see a lot of crypto memes. It doesn't have to be crypto memes. There's plenty of other people who don't do crypto memes. I think BFG is one, or Bit Flooring Ghost. He likes to put a lot of memes out there. Maybe not right now. The dude, let's see here. He posts a lot of memes, stuff like this. And these aren't necessarily crypto stuff. See, just random stuff. So lots of memes. So we got crypto, we got memes. And what I'm trying to get at is just consume these things. Try to understand why they think they're funny. Ask them. You could literally ask I don't get the joke. Can you explain it to me? I'm so sorry. You could say, English isn't my first language. What does this mean? Or I'm not a crypto person. Can you explain what this means? That's a huge way, is asking questions to build a reputation, to build a following. Okay. Terminology. This one's harder. What I ask is that maybe you tag me in a Creator Club post and be like, what does this mean? Or just tag me in the post, right? And I'd say that what am I trying to say? I lost my train of thought. Terminology, just tag me. This one's going to be a harder one, right? It's going to be very technical stuff. I'm happy to teach you guys. You're just going to absorb it over time by consuming the content, okay? But tag me, I'll help you. I'll write up an article. I think I did one or two already. Kind of going to how do you make connections? When you're starting out small, okay, you have to understand. People cannot tell if you are a spam AI bot, right? They can't tell. And so it's very important that you're being yourself and you're being genuine in the things that you reply to, okay? When you're first starting out, that's super important, Okay. Um, Again, do not reply random general things like haha, so funny, rooting for you, good job. Reply, great job. I'm interested in this type of, this type of tech. I'm starting to learn this and this and this. Do you have any suggestions on where I could go from there? You notice, see how I expanded on that and made it more genuine? People, another small thing is like emojis in your name is another sign of like spam. I'm not trying to offend anyone, but unless you have like a following already, if you're small and you have emojis and you're using too many emojis, AI bots use a lot of emojis. And so people kind of associate emojis in their username, emojis in posts. Less so if you're a girl, but like in general, they associate that with spam. So just consider that. I'm trying to give you like the honest perception of a lot of people. Okay, again, we're kind of all over the place. Thanks for bearing with me. Find your voice. I think this one's the hardest and most obscure thing to do. But you really have to think about, Farcaster is a time, a place where you can be like your true self and just be very honest. People can tell if you're pretending to be someone you're not. So if you think the best way to use Farcaster is if it's a diary, right? If you have a random thought, just post it. If like you literally want to just post everything, posting more is better than posting less. And it may seem really stupid. You may get 0 likes. That's okay. That happened to me for like 6 months. Okay. You have to just keep posting everything. And through that, you'll also start to figure out what type of content seems to do well. People might like seeing food, right? People might really like seeing the food that you make. People might really like your memes. People might really like posts about gaming. People might like your crypto posts. Maybe you are into crypto and you like to post about it. So this one's finding your voice is very obscure and it takes time. But the biggest thing is to be yourself. And I know it's super cliche, but you will eventually find people that interact with you because of that. They see that you're genuine. They know that you're not a bot. And they respect that and will potentially reply to you and follow you. Okay? Yeah, that's kind of some thoughts on there. In terms of, random thing, never ask anyone to follow you. Don't do that. That's a big red flag. I'm not bashing on anyone. A few people have told me to do that. I'm not trying to bash you, but you cannot ask for that. What you can do is build a genuine relationship over time, and they will eventually follow you. There are some big accounts, in Farcaster that have followed me in the past month, and that means that it has taken 2 years of interacting with them before they finally followed me. So just take that, think about that. I was persistent enough and provided genuine responses for 2 years to these people without asking for a follow, and I finally got one. You need that type of persistence. Okay? And don't ever do any type of follow for follow. So if someone's saying, I'll follow you if you follow me back, don't do that. The algorithm will pick up on that, and then you will be put into spam. Okay? Don't reply with a bunch of, coins, a bunch of tickers. Don't do that. Again, reply with genuine things. Another trick, this is a hack. Actually, let's wait to the leaderboard. Again, let's start talking about the leaderboard. Some hacks. This is how you start growing. Quote casting. This is huge. So you're essentially getting free content right? But you're putting it into your own feed, all right? And so what you do is you see something, you quotecast it, and you say, yum, right? I'm not going to do this, and then you could say like, I had, this is my favorite type of food when I visited China, 2 years ago. Okay? Quotecasting puts their content in your feed, and if people reply to your quotecast, you get that engagement. Okay? So in a sense, you're kind of you're riffing off of that content, and you don't have to create a completely original post. You're commenting on it. When I quotecast, I usually also do a reply, just so they don't feel like I'm just ripping off their content. I try to give them engagement on their post, but then also quotecast. Okay? I rarely recast. I rarely just recast. If I'm going to recast something, I'm going to quote it. Okay? Let's talk really quick about the leaderboard, how to get up. So the leaderboard, and I can share this post, but essentially, it takes engagement from your top 50 cast of the last week. What this implies is that replies don't count. Like if you're replying to a bunch of people, that engagement does not count towards your score. It's your posts. And so you need, if it's taking your top 50 casts, that means you need a minimum of 7 posts per day. Minimum. I say you go for 14 or 20 per day. Okay? Because it's taking the top 50. So if you're only giving it 50, then your score is going to be low. You might not have any ones that kind of hit. So you need to your minimum goal for posting is 7. I say go for 14 to 20 per day. Okay? So you need to, again, casting a ton. You need to be casting a ton. Quotecasting and getting engagement on that quotecast counts towards this post. So that's why I say quotecast things, just don't recast. Hopefully that's making sense. But replying is very good for building your relationships. So you can't just start posting with no relationships because no one's going to reply. The reason why you're in there replying to everyone in the feed, which is when you're starting, you want to just go reply to everyone with genuine replies, not just spam. You need to really reply, but you're doing that to build relationships over the long term. Also, if they reply back to you, the algorithm will start showing your content to them. Okay? So posting is where you get the score, but to support that score, the engagement for those posts, you need to be replying to people and building engagement, and building relationships. It's all about relationships. If you're coming here just to make money and not build relationships, you're not going to do well. Yes, this is a creator school, but with creators, it's all about partnerships, building up relationships with people that want to work with you in the future, that want to do collaborations, that want to invite you to work on projects. So you're not just here to game the leaderboard. You're here to build a network of coworkers. So you need to have that mind shift. You can't come in here and say, I'm just going to get top of the leaderboard. You're going to have to genuinely start to like some people, and they're going to have to genuinely like you back. Okay? And then one little small tip too is I always have a pinned post. And what this does is coming back to so let's say you reply to someone, they click on your profile to check you out. They're going to see your pinned post. And you can just pin it by this, pin to profile. And why you want this, I always keep a pinned post from the previous day. So what this does is, so this post is probably no longer being shown in the feed. It's an older post. They're not going to show it. So if I pin it, people can come back, see it, like it, and reply. And what this is doing is you're trying to pick, you're trying to find those 50 posts that are going to do well. Well, this will help you do that. This will help make this post one of the 50 because it's going to bring more people to like it and reply. And I change this out like every day. So every day I'm going to have a different pinned post. And again, you're going for the top 50 good posts. What I pin is usually something that seems to be doing well. Like, I don't know. I could post this. I was doing some stuff for a game, and I would say like, okay, this is an older post. It's done decently well. I want to, raise it up. I want to get it more likes and replies. I'm going to pin it, and you keep that for 24 hours or whatever, and there you go. So yeah, I know that was a lot. I know this video is kind of long. If you made it this far, comment. That's awesome. Appreciate you. Again, this is here to help you guys. I'm not trying to get anything out of this besides just seeing you guys succeed. So I post more questions, post more topics you'd like me to talk about, post me things that weren't clear and you'd like me to do another video on. All that, again, I'm going to be posting this in the Creator Club. I'm here to help you guys. I'm trying to make you guys successful. I'm not trying to, I don't know, guys. I'm not here to make money off you, right? I want you guys to make more money than me. And then also just be successful, from this, So that's it. We'll talk soon. Appreciate you guys. Keep it up. Keep posting. Keep replying. Keep being genuine. And you will climb the leaderboard. You just got to do it day after day. All right. Talk soon.